This country was bombed every 8 minutes for 9 years, more bombs than all of World War II combined, and officially the war never even existed. This is America's secret war in Laos. Laos is one of the quietest countries in Southeast Asia. No famous battles, no iconic war footage, no place in most history books. But that silence hides one of the darkest chapters of the Cold War. Between 1964 and 1973, Laos became the most heavily bombed country in human history, and almost no one in the world knew it was happening. In the early 1960s, Laos was officially neutral. International agreements clearly stated that no foreign power was allowed to fight there. No troops, no bombing, no war. On paper, Laos was protected. In reality, it was surrounded. To the east, the Vietnam War was escalating. Running through the jungles and mountains of Laos was the Ho Chi Minh Trail, a massive supply network used by North Vietnamese forces. Publicly, the United States denied its existence. Privately, American leaders saw Laos as a problem that had to be solved quietly. So instead of declaring war, they chose secrecy. The responsibility was handed to the CIA, and with that decision, a hidden war began. The CIA did not send a traditional army. Instead, it built one in the shadows. They recruited tens of thousands of local fighters, especially from the Hmong ethnic minority. Many were farmers, teenagers, villagers with no connection to global politics. They were promised protection, weapons, and survival. In reality, they became soldiers in a war they did not fully understand. American pilots flew bombing missions in unmarked planes. Officially, these missions did not exist. If a pilot was shot down, he was instructed to deny everything. No uniforms, no records, no accountability. Laos had become a battlefield, even though it was never meant to be one. From 1964 to 1973, US aircraft dropped bombs on Laos every 8 minutes, day and night, for 9 straight years. More bombs were dropped on Laos than on Germany and Japan combined during World War II. Entire regions were flattened. Villages disappeared overnight. Forests burned. Civilians fled with nowhere to hide. The official goal was to destroy enemy supply routes. But the bombs did not distinguish between soldiers and civilians. An estimated 30% of the bombs never exploded. They sank into the ground, into rice fields, near homes and schools, and they stayed there. When the bombing stopped in 1973, the world moved on. Laos did not. Millions of unexploded bombs still litter the countryside today. Children mistake them for toys. Farmers trigger them while working their land. Tens of thousands of people have been killed or injured after the war officially ended. Entire areas remain too dangerous to farm, too dangerous to build, too dangerous to live. For Laos, the war never truly ended. It simply became invisible. For years, the US government denied the true scale of the operation. American public was kept in the dark. There were no victory speeches, no memorials, no public reckoning. Because officially, there had been no war. The people of Laos received no apology, no justice, no accountability, only silence. And silence was exactly the point. The secret war in Laos reveals something deeply uncomfortable, not just about the Cold War, but about power. It shows how a modern democracy can wage massive destruction without public consent, how words like covert operation can hide civilian suffering, how entire nations can be turned into battlefields and then forgotten. Laos did not choose this war. It was chosen for them, and the consequences are still being paid today. This was America's secret war, a war without declaration, a war without witnesses, a war without consequences. And for the people of Laos, it never truly ended. If history only remembers the wars we openly admit to, then stories like this are exactly why Unheard History exists.